Hello, I'm Shannon Harris. Thanks for tuning in to Window on Wilmington. On today's show, we'll tell you about the Youth Development Department at West End Neighborhood House. We'll also find out what Chains Inc. is and how they can help you and the youth. The National Alliance on Mental Illness is getting ready for their 12th annual walk, and we'll let you know how you can be a part of it. Wilmington Wellness Day is around the corner, and we'll have details on this year's event. But first is tax time, and our good friend James Stewart from the Delaware Division of Revenue is here now with last minute tax advice, information, and all that great stuff for everybody who is rushing to prepare before the 15th, right?
Yes. 15th is next Tuesday.
Ooh, that's
we
quick.
We have a few days to make sure you have everything done. So some important things you want to do. Suppose you cannot you're not ready to file your tax return. And suppose you also owe, you're going to owe when you file your tax return. You want to file an extension, a federal extension. With Delaware, you also want to file a Delaware extension because Delaware does not accept federal extensions. So very important to file the proper forms by next week.
James, tell folks what's the length of the extensions. Are they both the same amount of time?
Extensions are for 3 months. They're until October the 15th.
Okay.
So due date is August 15th, and for Delaware it's April the 15th and April the 30th for Delaware.
Okay.
So you have until October the 15th to file your returns for the federal and also for Delaware for you not to be penalized as long as you file that extension. Now remember, an extension is only to extend the time. It will not extend you if you have a balance due. If you have a balance due, you're expected to make a payment for the balance due. If you don't, well, you're just going to add some failure to pay penalties, when you do file.
Because the interest will still accumulate.
You'll still have interest also. So those are the things that you'll have to do. You'll have to pay some interest, and you also will have to pay some failure to pay if you don't pay when you file your extension. So, as I say, real important to do that by April 15th. You have until midnight, April 15th. I don't know about any post offices if they're going to be, open late.
The marathon sessions, right?
Yeah. But make sure you do that. We still have some locations available. The I.R.S. website, for instance. You can go there if you want to have some free tax preparation. You'll have a list of tax preparers for free in the different counties. So, here in Newcastle, Kent, and Sussex, it'll give you an address, the name of the location. So I.R.S. is really good with publishing that information for you. With the state, we're really not doing returns at our location, but we'll send you to those same locations that I.R.S. has available.
Now, is there anything new that people should be aware of this year while they're filing their taxes?
One thing for Delaware, you have our website is back. Last year we were trying something else out. Our website is back, open 7 days a week, 24 hours, and that's available. So you can file your tax return free. So very important for that. Also, we have Delaware has a new checkoff box on it for the veterans. So making contributions to that checkoff box. So that's really all that was new. Civil unions, that's still kind of new,
right?
With the states,
right?
Delaware allows the civil unions or married couples now. So make sure that you follow the federal rules because a married couple, it's a married couple. There's no difference in the laws. They get the same type of deductions as a regular, non same-sex individual would have. So
now what if I've already done my taxes, everything is done, and then I discover that I need to make a change on it?
If you find that you forgot something, you forgot an exemption, you forgot to put down your mortgage interest, or you forgot to take a deduction for a 2106, which is a business expense, what you would do is file an amended return. For federal, that's a 1040X. For Delaware, it's Form 200X. So you need to file those returns. You have 3 years from the due date of the return to file those returns to get a refund. Federal allows you to file for a refund for 3 years. So We did get a lot of phone calls the last couple of years about, I filed out of statute.
Right.
And statute means 3 years from the due date of the return, or when if you extended your return from the due date of that extension. So very important. If you plan to, get a refund for 2010, you have until April the 30th this year for that 2010 if you did not use an extension form, and April the 30th for the state of Delaware.
And we also want to remind people too, James, I know this is a lot to cram into like this short 10 minutes, but how do folks qualify for the earned income tax credit?
In order to qualify for earned income tax, you take it to a preparer. They'll help you out with that. But if you're trying to do that yourself, make sure that you have a Publication 17, a federal Publication 17.
Okay.
It actually walks you through. It'll give you your income. You can have claim up to 3 children, but your income has to be less than it's around $51,000.
For the entire family?
For the entire family.
Okay.
But it has some brackets there that you would use. Also, business taxpayers, if your income is under a certain amount, you can also use earned income tax credit. And that's why I say make sure you have the publication. That Publication 17 is very, very helpful. It has all the information in there that you need to use to fill out your tax return. So just use that. But again, extension is very important right now. We're getting close. If you owe, make sure you can pay some money. If you can't pay the whole thing, pay some.
Set up an arrangement.
Set up an arrangement.
Right.
I.R.S. and the states are very, very helpful. They just want to get you on board. So make sure that you do those things, because if you don't, you're actually putting fear into filing instead of taking the fear away from filing.
Well, now you just brought up another aspect of it. You're talking about if folks owe. Now there is an independent agency that operates inside the I.R.S., the Taxpayer Advocate Services, and they're there to help people if they do owe.
That is correct. Taxpayer Advocacy, located in Delaware. What they'll do is if you're having some concerns, some problems with your returns, for instance, you've gone through the process, filed your returns, and you're not getting any help from, let's say, one of the auditors or tax examiners with I.R.S., you would then go to the Taxpayer Advocacy, and they can help you. They'll be like a moderator,
right,
to help you, find out what's wrong, just to help you get through that problem. So they will actually take it. They're working with I.R.S. on behalf of you.
Right.
You're giving them permission, and they're helping you, pay your taxes or file your returns, or just get some of that penalty release that maybe you shouldn't be paying.
Right.
So a very good avenue to work with the Taxpayer Advocacy. So very good to work with them. They do help a lot of people out. Different situations.
What would you tell people that they should bring if they set up an appointment to meet with the Taxpayer Advocate in the state of Delaware? What do you think they need to take with them?
What they need to have, first of all, the letter, why they were being audited, or what the concern is. Because it doesn't just have to be audited. It could be something that was disallowed, that, you're really fighting, saying, no, I should have this. So you need to have all of the paperwork. If you're going to go in because of an audit, have your receipts. They're going to work with you. Right. So have every information that's related to that line on the tax return that's being disallowed, or that you're thinking that you should get a credit for. So you have all receipts. And again, it's very important to keep those receipts for more than 3 years. We do say 3 years, but the I.R.S. code will say 7 years. So
keep them 10 years just to be on the safe side. A little box, whatever you want to do. Right, James? Go ahead, say it. 10 years, folks.
So just keep them, especially if you have a business. Very important. If you have a business claiming losses, you need to keep those receipts.
Right.
You need to be able to prove that because, again, Taxpayer Advocacy offices, if you have that, sometimes records go wrong.
Right.
They might get lost.
Right.
You just need to verify that this is what you filed. This is why you took that deduction on your return. You have the receipts, and you're helping yourself out.
Right. So, James, before we go, what do we want to remind folks of? Deadline dates, extension deadlines?
That's correct. April 15th, like I said, coming up here very quickly. April the 30th for the state. Make sure you file an extension if you're not going to file by those dates, and make sure that you can make a payment if you know that you're going to have a balance due. If you have a refund, that's not a problem. You won't be penalized. But if you have a balance due, you will be penalized.
All right.
Okay?
And if anybody wants to talk to you guys
If
over
they
at the
want
state?
to talk to us, they can call our public service at 577-8200, or my number is 577-8170 for
That's what I
any
like.
tax help.
You just get down in there, a man with the people. You can call me directly. Thank you, James.
You're welcome.
It's always a pleasure. And I guess we'll see you back here at some point during the year.
Hopefully.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Up next, West End Neighborhood House when we return. Really?
Believe me, I'm good at it.
Once you've got your GED diploma, you'll feel so good about yourself.
You tell him.
Mr. Trejo, can I transfer this guy to you? He needs something a little more.
Persuasive.
Yes.
Whatever motivation you need, we've got a pep talk for you. Get your GED pep talk and find free classes at yourged.org.
Today, school kids rely on the internet for so many things: homework, math, research. But what about kids who don't have internet at home? Hello, I'm Theo Gregory, Wilmington City Council President. The internet is essential, as many as 80% of low-income families do not have access at home, including many right here in Wilmington. So help bridge this gap by supporting local broadband adoption programs. Let's get more students and families connected to the power of the internet.
West End works with families and youth to provide a wide variety of educational, recreational, and sporting activities for youth ages 6 to 18. Jermaine Lemon and Antwain Flowers are here now to tell us about the services that are offered at West End Neighborhood House. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, how you guys doing?
Doing well.
Well, you do a lot in the community, I will say that. I mean, you help the kids, you help families, you got job stuff, summer camps, and all that great stuff. But now this is just focusing on kids.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it that you guys are doing?
Currently, right now, we're enrolling for our pregnancy prevention program, our suicide and bullying program, and our drug and alcohol program as well.
Wow, 3 pretty heavy programs. Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
talk to us a little bit about each one. Pregnancy prevention, let's start off with one. So we're seeing a high rate of teen pregnancy.
Yes, we're seeing a high rate of teen pregnancy. Right now, we have a program called the Career Youth Achievement Program, and it focuses on kids between the ages of 6th grade and 10th grade currently. We talk about family life and sexual education. We also focus on individual sports, arts and craft. We also focus on mental health problems that the children have. So we kind of focus totally on the whole child instead of just looking at one aspect of the child.
So where do you get these kids from that come to come to this program?
Our kids actually come from the city of Wilmington. That's the only thing that they need to be in the program is to be located in the city of Wilmington and to be able to work in a group setting.
So are they referred to you by like a school?
No, actually we work with 21 different schools, and it's actually an open enrollment program, so they can come from any school as long as they can get to the program.
And the bullying and suicide prevention program?
Yeah, that's one of our newest grants that we just encountered. So it's like a program kind of like the Career Youth Achievement Program, but at the same time we want to focus on bullying, violence, and suicide issues, because a lot of our kids have mental issues and they want to talk about some things and they don't have the setting to get that off of their chest. So we try to provide that setting for them.
Do you work with the bullier too? And not just the kid that's being bullied? I mean, because it's like
Yes, it's actually the bully, the bullier, and the bullyee.
Right,
right,
right. The bullier and the bulliee.
Yes, we
right.
had to, focus on both aspects of that problem.
Right, right,
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Now, Antwain, how do you fit into these programs?
Well, basically, I really work with the recreation department. So a lot of times, these kids, they come into my program after their group settings is finished. So we will provide them with open gym, open game room, open computer lab, and we just try to keep our doors open, until like 9:30, just to make sure that they're not in the streets. So, I fit in that aspect.
Have you guys seen a change in some of these kids? You get the chance to work with them, you start to know them. So from the days when they first come in and then start to take part in the programs and interact with you guys and different people in the programs, do you notice a change?
Definitely. We definitely see a change. Some of the kids in our program, because our program is a year-long program, so some of our kids have been with us for 3 years now. So we're seeing the connection, we're seeing their grades increase. Actually, we've done a Philibert survey to see where they were when they first came in and where they are now, and the numbers are wonderful. You know what I'm saying? We've seen a decrease in, we've never had a pregnancy in our program.
Well, that's good.
Thing.
Yeah.
So actually, hopefully it's working. So we've never seen a pregnancy. The violence is below the state of Delaware and the national average as well. The drugs and alcohol are actually below the state of Delaware and the national statistics as well. So it's actually working.
And just with the staff that we have, we are pillars in building personal relationships with these youth. So the youth will come to us if they are having specific issues that they're encountering. So just because we build those strong relationships, it enables us to work diligently with them with their issues that they're having.
Now you guys have the above expectation track team, right?
Yes.
So what is that?
Above Expectations track team is a track and field program for kids, males and females, youth 6 to 18. And they are a traveling team. They just recently went to D.C., Birmingham, Alabama, Texas. We've been to New Orleans. We've been a lot of different places.
So they must be pretty good.
They are. They were actually ranked by BornToCompete.com. They were ranked #1 in the nation. So
what?
So I was interviewed by BornToCompete.com, and they did a whole story on Above Expectations track and field team. So we have some national champions living right here in Delaware.
Get out of here. How do these kids feel like being a part of that? I mean, to know that, okay, here you are taking part of this program and you go in for like one reason and then you end up being a part of this team who's recognized nationally. I mean, that's got to be great.
I mean, the community welcomes them wholeheartedly, and I think the kids don't even understand the volumes that they're doing with this program. I think I'm still on cloud 9 with a lot of with everything going on. The kids just go out there and do their thing, and it's like a whole nother day. But just because of the name Above Expectations and what we do, we're able to really connect with different colleges and get our kids scholarships in the school. So. And
hearing those that great accolade, that's got to make you feel some kind of way about the program, like, hey, I'm doing this, we're collectively doing this.
Correct, yes. Again, the staff that we have there, they definitely love the kids. And you can see, the genuineness in them, dealing with these kids every single day. And then we also see it in the kids as well, because we're asking these kids to come in every single day, even sometimes when they don't have school or when they're on spring break or things like that. We still want them, but our doors are still open, so we still want them there. And we see that in these kids. So it goes back and forth. We love these kids love us, and we're going to continue to try to keep these doors open.
And I'm sure it doesn't matter to them once they get in here and they're taking part in all these different programs that you guys offer. They want to come.
Yes, definitely. They definitely want to be in the building, yes.
So what's criteria to be in the programs and on a track team? Now, okay, so are you guys even looking for new people to run? Okay, so let me see. If I know my track and field. Okay, there's track, of course. Let me see. Do you do what's it, javelin and shot put? And
we compete in every event, including race walk and steeplechase.
Wow.
The only event that we only had one athlete compete in was pole vault.
Really?
But we
now,
compete
I'd
in
like
everything.
to see that one.
We only had one athlete compete in pole vault, but we have race walkers. We have a national champion in race walk. We have a javelin throwers. We have shot putters, discus throwers. everything.
Can we get more pole vaulters, please?
I'm trying.
I mean,
I'm
come
trying.
on, that's a good one. Did you take a picture of it?
No.
How's he not even gonna bring one
He's
picture?
not gonna bring a picture.
Really?
But I'll work on it for you.
Yeah, next time you come back, I mean, we got to see the pole vaulter. At least have two.
Alright, cool.
Yeah. So what should they do if they're interested in trying out for the track team? Well, they have to be a part of the program first, right?
The first thing they would have, any youth that wants to be involved in any of our programs, they would have to become a member of West End Neighborhood House. So the easiest way to be a part is I invite everybody to come in, take a tour of our facility, meet the staff, so we can give them guidelines on what programs will best fit them and best fit their needs and the parents' needs. But we have applications and information on our website. We are available from 8 a.m. all the way until 9:30 p.m. to take phone calls if needed, or leave a message. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. And we don't turn people away. So we have open enrollment in our programs year-round. If one program's not the best fit, we'll make sure we find a program for them.
I like that. That is good.
Yes, ma'am.
And so if we want to talk about the other programs real quick, what should they do if they want to call you? So it was the pregnancy prevention, the bullying, and you mentioned one more. So if they
Drug and alcohol.
Drug and alcohol. So if they want to find out about any of the programs and they want to talk to you?
Yeah, they can call myself, or they can call Miss Yvette Young, and that number is 302-658-4171.
Okay. So thank you both for coming today.
thank you
We
for
appreciate it.
having us.
Want you to come back. You know what I want to see when you come back, right?
A pole
Pole
vault
vault.
picture.
You gonna remind him?
I'm gonna
All
remind
right.
him,
So
definitely.
send him an email. You better have a pole vaulter. I want at least two. Thank you, guys.
All right,
No
thank
problem.
you.
All right. Window and Wilmington will be back next with Chains Inc. when we return.
We are your Wilmington City Council, and we're also your neighbors. We're asking you to let us know about your community events, achievements, concerns, and issues.
That's why we created a special email address that will connect you to all of us in City Council.
Drop us an email about things going on in your neighborhood with Community Events 22 at wilmingtonde.gov. That's Community Events 22 at wilmingtonde.gov.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore. So you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Chains Inc. provides encouragement and support to inner city youth by providing mentors who have been active in the surrounding communities, who are recent college graduates and young professionals. Erin, Hutt, and Brandon Fewell join me now to tell us all about Chains. Hello.
Good morning.
How you guys doing?
Good, good.
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So Chains, it's fairly new.
Yes.
So Erin, I guess you're going to tell us what it is.
Basically, Chains provides support and encouragement for students 8th through 12th grade all throughout the state of Delaware. Right now, we are focused more on Wilmington, but the whole idea of it is to help students build a career path at an early age. So when they are in college, they already have an idea more so what they want to do with their life, rather than get to college and bounce around from major to major and waste a lot of money and then decide that they found a fit for them. So I want to expose them to as many career paths as possible so that they can have a better idea of what they ultimately want to do.
So you must know quite a few kids that went to college and bounced around from major to major before they decided on what they wanted to do. Because I do too.
Yes, and college is expensive.
Right,
so
right.
You kind of have to have an idea of what you want to do. And being from Delaware, if you build your network early, it's easier to succeed. If you have a team behind you.
So I guess I want to ask you, how do you even, because it's getting to know these kids. So when you, in the process of getting to know them, how do you go about helping them find out what they're really interested in?
Well, first of all, we take them to different events where they can get exposed to non-traditional careers that people are entering. So right now, a lot of kids are more interested in the fashion industry, the art industry, music, things of that nature, instead of the doctors and the lawyers. And, you know, some students know they want to be a lawyer when they get older.
Right.
And connecting them with students that are in law school or students that have recently passed the bar is the goal for those students. But other students I have no idea what they want to do.
Right.
So the goal is to expose them to different people who are successful in their industry that are young students. They're young just like them. They graduated within the last 5-10 years. So they have been through the struggle recently of determining what they wanted to do. So if they have a mentor in an industry such as fashion, if they're interested in fashion, I want to expose them to the models, the stylists, the cosmetology, everything, instead of just one focus, so you can have a better idea of what you want to do.
And how does Brandon fit in?
Well, Brandon works with Crossroads of Delaware, so you can tell him about
I work with Crossroads, and Crossroads is a substance abuse and behavior modification place. And, you know, I work with kids that come out of jail. I go into the schools. I work, go in the community, help them get jobs, show them clean activities and ways to have fun.
So now, is Brandon a mentor at Chains?
Yes.
So do you help, when the kids come to you, Brandon, do you, I guess you show them tell them about your job.
I do, and for my job, working with Chains too, it's very necessary for my kids to be around positive kids at like Chains Inc. And Erin's helping kids grow and develop skills that my kids need too. So it works hand in hand.
Right. I guess, have you seen a change in your kids when they meet the kids from Chains?
Actually have. We were talking and joking about a kid that we brought from my job to Chains Inc. And he's just a little rough around the edges, but he's starting to come around. And you're starting to see the development and him growing as a person. And it's great to see, and we laugh at it, but he's a good kid. He just needs a little guidance.
Right. And I guess this is a good part because, like Brandon's saying, like, you know, you have one set of kids and another set of kids, and if you can get them together, then hopefully the behaviors and attitudes change and good things rub off.
Right. So the whole idea behind Chains is looking at students as individual links. So when they link together, if you have positive links, you're going to form a stronger chain. But if you have one bad link, the whole idea is not to just get rid of the link, but to build him up so that he's able to link on to other kids, you know, eventually be able to build his network. So if he ever needs people in the future, he already has a team behind him.
Right. What did your kid think when you first told him you were going to meet a kid from Chains Inc? Was he just like, oh?
The first time I brought him, Erin was having a photo shoot to promote a teenage party for kids that have a good GPA and do positive things. And he said, photo shoot, that's out of his element. He's used to doing other things, so he was in the car, he's sweating. He's oh, no. He said, Brandon, come on, Brandon, I'm not used to this. Help me, work with me. Can we not go? Can you call her? I said, we're not going. He said, for real, he was happy. But then he got there, he finally saw what it was. I stood by him, he trusts me. So I said, just trust me. And now he calls Erin, he meets with them, he does stuff, he's passing out flyers. Now he's initiating the conversation before where he was hiding from it.
Right, and I guess to what you said, to introducing them to non-traditional things that they're not used to, it worked.
Yes.
It does.
And when you draw them in with things that they're interested in, like a photo shoot, the whole idea behind the party is to celebrate kids that have a 2.5 GPA. So you've been doing good work all year long, so it's time for us to celebrate. And, you know, putting kids on the flyer so they're exposed to, you know, promotion, because they also help me out. We go out and pass out flyers throughout Market Street and the mall and everything. So the whole idea was to draw them in with the photo shoot and let them introduce themselves to kids where they're more comfortable, so then they can start growing together.
Are there any other non-traditional careers that you'd like to introduce the kids to?
Definitely. We're interested in the television and production, photography, fashion, and my other student is interested in marine biology.
That's a real non-traditional one.
Yes.
So you need to call the Russell J. Peterson Wildlife Refuge. Refuge. Got you on that one, because they do that over there.
That's perfect.
But let's talk about the event that you're having, because you are having an event. So we want everybody to know about that. And it is the white party?
Yes, that's for the students.
It's for the students.
Yes, it's Memorial Day weekend. So, you know, traditionally after Memorial Day, everybody can start wearing white. So the whole idea was to everybody to have white on, and you have a little splash of color, and you know, just to celebrate them as having a 2.5. My students do get a VIP section, excuse me. So, I mean, it's just a seat, but you know, they are risen above the crowd, so people can see them. They're on the flyers, they're on the tickets, and and they all have a 2.5 GPA.
Okay. Now, if there's anybody that would be watching right now, whether it's an organization, corporation, they're interested in maybe helping you work with these kids, what could they do?
They can email me. The best way to get in touch with me is through email, because it keeps me in order. But chainsincorp@gmail.com.
Okay. And Brandon, if there's a kid out there that's watching this right now that might be thinking maybe, maybe not, what would you say?
Come try it out. You know, just trust me, believe in me. You know, my record's good. We can bring you around other kids. Just come try it out. It's not hard. Just come have fun. It's real easy. It's not real strict. You don't have to wear a suit. You can wear what you want. Come and just talk. Be yourself.
All right. So we want you to come back again, and maybe next time you could bring a student with you.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
That'd be a blast.
Okay, and they can get a chance to see the lovely production world.
Hey now.
Yay. But you guys have to come back. We look forward to it, and thank you for coming.
Thank you.
All right. Window in Wilmington will be back next with NAMI Delaware after these messages.
In the housing projects of Cleveland. I didn't even know that life could be any better than it was. Education for me has been a way to get away from the agony of what was normal life. I want to be able to impact the community, not just look back on where I came from, but to reach back to where I came from and pull some people up with me. My name is David, and I am your dividend.
Accidents happen. So do huge medical bills. Find out how to get health insurance coverage by visiting ChooseHealthDE.com.
NAMI Delaware is a statewide organization of families, mental health consumers, friends, and professionals dedicated to improving the quality of life for those affected by life-changing brain disease such as schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and major depression. Courtney Riches and Chuck Tarver are here to talk to us about the 12th annual NAMI Walk, which helps to raise awareness on all of the above.
Yes. And you get a nice workout.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. So the NAMI walk is coming up.
It is. It came so quick this year, but we're really excited, and it's our 12th annual. And Dravo Plaza on the Wilmington riverfront. So we're back there again this year, and we're just really hoping to blow this year out of the water. And we're having a live band, and most importantly, Senator Carper will be joining us this year.
Wow.
So we're really excited. He's going to greet all of our participants at the finish line, and we're just really excited that he's going to participate and support our organization. So.
Way to go. I'm glad he's coming too.
That should be great.
It is. And you know what, I wondered how far, and I probably ask you this every time I see you, Chuck, or see you, Courtney, how far are we coming with beating the stigmas attached to mental illness?
We're getting better.
Okay.
And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that people are now finally talking about it.
Right.
I always tell people that we're kind of like where cancer was in the 70s and AIDS was in the 90s. So we're getting that kind of exposure and that kind of attention, and people are talking about it. For instance, Halle Berry just came out with a movie dealing with that issue.
Right.
So it's being talked about, people are expressing it, and the information is finally getting out there.
Right. So I'm glad to hear that people seem to be more receptive of it. And there seem to be a lot more resources for families to help their loved ones deal with it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's especially our organization, but I think as a whole, we're trying to reach the youth and having them understanding their feelings better, and being able, like Chuck was just saying, to talk about their feelings and talk about things that they might not understand and that might relate to mental illness. So we have a program in the Brandywine School Districts right now called Breaking the Silence, and it's in the health department, and it's just really about talking about those kind of things and getting it out in the open and making sure that they recognize those things in themselves.
And I was going to say, one of the most visible things that we do every year is the walk. So you come out, and there are just hundreds of people out there, and everybody dresses brightly that day for whatever reason. I mean, if you look at the pictures, people have on bright colors, and they just make themselves very obvious. Teams have T-shirts, all of those kinds of things, and that it really increases awareness. It's in a public place down by the riverfront, and so even people who might not be taking part in the walk will ask the question, what's this? What's going on here?
Right. I think it was interesting, Courtney talked about the youth. Do you think we're seeing a lot more instances of youth with mental illnesses now? I mean, because it's like now you can diagnose more, you know what I mean? Like 20 years ago, I never really heard about ADD like you hear about it now, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. I'm just like, where'd all this stuff come from? But I guess it's always been there, but just underdiagnosed, not diagnosed, misdiagnosed. What?
Probably a combination of all of the above. And the statement is, you don't know what someone hasn't told you.
Right.
And now our awareness is going up. People are being told to look out for certain things, and we're starting to know it.
Right.
I can think of my own family, certain things that just kind of went by us years ago.
Right.
We now recognize.
Chuck, I'm thinking
So-
about a few in my family too, and
Absolutely.
I'm like, is that what that was?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
trust me, we all do. I'm like, oh, okay. Now I know, but we didn't say anything, and then it just gets so far out of hand. How do you deal with it if the person is like, 30, 40, or 50 now?
Absolutely.
I guess it's never too late to deal with
It's
it,
never
right?
too late to
It's
deal
not.
with it. Yeah.
But like you were saying, it's almost harder for someone to be receptive to treatment and to understand maybe what they're going through. So again, reaching the youth is that's why it's so important. Having a child who maybe doesn't know why they're having a bad day, they can start to say, Mom, I've been having a couple bad days, and then they can start to work through that. And if it's depression that they're dealing with, they can start to get the help that they need, and it doesn't become something that is overwhelming or out of their realm of understanding, and they can deal with it on as they grow.
Right.
Absolutely.
Lower income populations, do they tend to be overlooked?
Yes. The simple answer to that, yes. Again, that is a difficult population to reach simply because of resources. People are often concerned more with some very basic things, you know,
Right.
where that next meal is coming from, shelter, all of those kinds of things. So we make special efforts to outreach to that particular population.
Mhm.
Yeah. And again, I'll say our walk is one of the most visible things that we do that gets us out there and has us reaching just everybody.
Right.
Just reaching everybody.
So on the day of the walk, what can everybody expect?
They can expect bright colors, happy, smiling faces.
Right.
This year we're really excited because we are going to have a live band. They're called The Usual Suspects, and they're a cover band, so they'll get everyone rocking and really excited in the morning. We're going to have a Zumba warm-up, so we'll get those bodies moving for the walk, and
I
then
might even try it.
yeah, Chuck will be dancing.
Listen, I was thinking about that, and you know I like to sing, even though I can't. I might to sing a song, you know.
So it's going to be a fun morning, a really fun
Right.
morning, and we love to promote that we're all in this
Right.
together.
Yeah, I'm warming
we're
up
not alone,
already.
and we're all the same. We're
Yeah.
all the same,
Yeah.
you know.
Do you guys want families to bring their kids out?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
we promote those of 2 legs and those of 4. So
All
if you have
right,
all of your
okay,
family members want to
okay.
come out.
And we're looking at some great pictures here, and I'm gonna tell you something. When I looked at that, I saw those folks just. I was like, that's a lot of people.
That is a lot of people.
We had about 300 people last year
Yeah,
come
right,
out,
yeah.
and we're hoping for, of course, more this year. And I think
I
we're
want 600
definitely going to
this
get
year.
it. Oh yeah,
I want 600.
Oh
too.
yeah,
I'm
oh
saying,
yeah.
let's have 600. I'm with it. Yeah, right. If somebody is there who might have questions about mental illness that day, will there be someone there that they can talk to?
Absolutely, absolutely. And Chuck's pointing to me, but he'll be one of the gentlemen that you
that's
could
true.
certainly talk to as our director of outreach and advocacy. I mean,
Right.
we're going to have information. If they have any questions, not only about the programs we offer, but mental illness in general. You know, that's what our organization is there for, is to pass that information along and to give recommendations. And we have a great board of directors and some doctors on there, so there might be some.
And we also have some other community organizations that'll be represented as well,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll talk about their services that are available and all kinds
Right.
of things.
Right.
So in addition to a walk, it's a great fair as well.
Right, right. We want folks to know you won't be giving out diagnoses, but
No,
you
we
can
won't do
come
that.
and talk about things, right?
Yes,
Because people
yes.
say, what do you think is wrong with Herbert? I just don't know. I told him don't do that.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Right,
But you will be there just to talk about things and give direction on what they can do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right.
And how we can help.
Right.
we
Oh,
can
that is great. Now, if anybody has any questions for you guys, they want to find out more about the walk, they want to donate, volunteer, what do they do?
Well, they can give us a call. Our number where you can just reach anyone in the office is 302-427-0787. You can always visit our website at www.namide.org. And you can always ask for Chuck and I when you call, too, about the walk specifically. And Chuck handles, a lot of our question calls and helpline calls. So.
If there's anything you could say to somebody watching now who might be dealing with this themselves or have a family member or a friend, before we go, what would you tell them?
Connect with us. Give us that call. And the number that Courtney gave goes to all of our numbers, and we can handle that as a helpline call and get people connected with NAMI Delaware.
Because they don't have to be dealing with this alone.
No, absolutely not. This is a disease that doesn't just affect individuals, it affects whole families.
Yes.
Right.
And so it's real important to make that connection.
Well, thank you both for being here.
Thanks again, Shannon.
Gosh, you guys make me laugh too. That's always a good thing too. I love it when you guys come on. You
All right.
do.
We
You
love
do.
being here.
Chuck's making me think about a few of those family members. Like, I need to call this one. Like, look, we need to call NAMI Delaware up. I'm thinking hard, Chuck. Might get a couple of calls. Thanks, guys, for joining
You're
us.
quite welcome, Shannon.
We'll be back with Wilmington Wellness Day after these messages.
Ed TV. I want my Ed TV.
I want my Ed TV.
I want my Ed TV. I want my Ed TV. I want my Ed TV.
Now.
I want my Ed TV. I want my Ed TV.
Wilmington Wellness Day is about healthy people and healthy communities. Allison Lang and Sean Baker are here with us now to tell us about this year's event and stumbled on communities. My goodness.
It's okay.
But Wilmington Wellness Day.
Yes, absolutely. We're doing our 13th annual Wilmington Wellness Day. And so we want to invite all of the residents, their friends and families and neighbors to come out and have a great time. We've got all kinds of screenings and entertainment and education and children's activities and just a lot of things for people to do and learn and see and enjoy.
What's different about this year's Wilmington Wellness Day, Allison, you think?
Well, we have this year we decided to go with a theme, which is Million Hearts. I found a heart pin.
I do like your pin, it's pretty.
I this one. I said, oh my goodness, this is great for the interview.
One too.
But Million Hearts is a national initiative, and the goal is to get 1 million people, or to reduce heart disease and stroke by 1 million people by the 2017. Sorry.
Wow.
Did I get that right?
Yeah, but that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a big initiative.
Yeah, it is. It is. And it's very important because heart disease and stroke is one of the #1 killers of most Americans, and that's true also in Delaware. And of course, Wilmington leads Delaware statistically in heart disease deaths, in teen pregnancy, juvenile crime, HIV/AIDS, which are some of the initiatives of the Wilmington Health Planning Council. We came up with 7 initiatives back in the 90s, or under the guide of Healthy Wilmington 2010. And we came up with 7 issues that we really needed to address and focus on for the city of Wilmington, because the rates in some things are so much higher than they are in the rest of the state and to some degree in the U.S.
I didn't know that about the heart disease one. I think I'm shocked about that. You know, I just wasn't aware.
Yeah, yep.
And I wonder how many people are aware.
Well, we're going to make sure that people are aware, more aware of it with our Hearts campaign. We came up with a new flyer and advertisement this year. We're going to have a big tent in the center of Rodney Square. And of course, we're going to do, blood pressure and blood sugar screenings. But we also have dental screenings, eye screenings, osteoporosis. So we want people to come down and, especially if you didn't take advantage of the Affordable Care Act and get your act together by March 31st. Or if you did do it by the 31st, your benefits don't kick in until May 1st. So we want everyone to come down and take advantage of all these free screenings and food and, everything we have to offer.
I think that's a good idea. I wonder, do we get a lot of do minorities not participate as much as they should when it comes to the screenings and things like that?
Yeah, probably. We have this reality of, I'll wait till the pain is great enough and then I'll go take care of it kind of thing. Or if I feel okay, then I must be okay, which is not true, because when it comes to diabetes and heart disease, they're almost like silent killers. You just don't know. And if you don't get regular checkups, and prevention is the key. If you don't get regular checkups, then, you tend to seek treatment when it may be too late.
Yeah,
or the treatment is not going to be as effective, especially like with cancers and things, HIV/AIDS, the same thing is true. So yeah, we do tend to do that. So, prevention is the key.
Right,
if you get in
and
there
it's
early.
free.
Free, absolutely. That's the best price, right?
Right, right. And you give them that food and everything, entertainment. Now, Sean, how does the city of Wilmington fit into all of this? Because you're actually in a different role today. So you are the
chairman of the
Okay.
Wilmington Wellness Day.
and Allison. So you're Wilmington Wellness Day, and you're
I'm actually chair of the Wilmington Health Planning Council.
Okay.
So we were back in the 90s. Former Mayor Baker created our council, and now, of course, we have Mayor Williams, who helps to select agencies, service providers, and faith-based organizations. There are probably about 25 to 30 members. And so Wilmington Wellness Day is our signature event in terms of getting the whole city to come out.
Okay.
And we partner with the Department of Parks and Recreation to make all of this happen.
Okay, okay.
So our role is that we have about 12 different organizations: Christina Care, Delaware Health, Regional Health Ministry, Ezine Mount Carmel Church, Stand for Children, Wilmington Health Planning Council, and also the Department of Parks and Recreation. We combine with that group to be part of the Wilmington Health Planning Council, which runs the event.
And you forgot each one teach one.
Right.
Each one,
You didn't give me a chance. I'm not going to forget you either.
I mean, well, you should have said that one first, right?
Wait a minute now.
Sitting right here.
Also Stand for Children. Also Christina Care is a big part of it.
St. Francis and the YMCA.
Central Branch YMCA and community and schools.
Tell them a little bit about YMCA and the connection that you brought
YMCA
in
this
today.
year with Christy Sharing. We've partnership with her with a couple different things. But this year she's coming into our Wilmington Wellness and our Wilmington Health Planning Council. They're going to do a moon bounce. They're going to do some line dancing. They're going to do some healthy things for kids on the same day that we're
Face
doing Wilmington.
painting
Face
and-
painting and all kinds of things with a great collaboration with the YMCA.
Right. Now, after Wilmington Wellness Day comes and goes, and we give everybody the screenings, which I think is great, what do you want people to remember year-round? This is should be a starting point.
Absolutely. Well, if people can't make it to the event, or if they come to the event and find out their numbers, because we want people to know what their blood pressure number is. We want them to know what their blood sugar number is. Unfortunately, we're not doing cholesterol screenings this year,
Okay.
but I'll be back in June to talk about people being able to do that. But if you find out your numbers and they're not good, we want you to fix it.
Right.
Get your blood pressure down, which may mean increasing physical activity. I don't want to just say exercise, because line dancing is a great way to have physical activity. And there's free line dancing or low-cost line dancing in almost all the community centers. My office is at the Rose Hill Community Center while we're not in Wilmington, but most community centers have a physical fitness center, dance or aerobic classes, kickboxing, Zumba. Find some kind of physical activity that you can enjoy and do it regularly.
Right. Allison, if somebody comes there that day and they do find out that their blood pressure is high or something like that, is there somebody there to say, okay, now your next step should be?
Absolutely. Christiana Care has a group of navigators, and I'm sure probably St. Francis as well, because they'll be participating in the screenings. So the people will be referred and directed. There will be a paper trail.
Right.
And these organizations do a great job of doing follow-up to see if people followed through.
Right.
And I know that especially since, thanks to Christiana Care and the Helen Graham Center, a couple of years ago, I needed a mammogram. And I went through the mammogram system, and then every 6 months there was a little, mail, a little postcard or something. Did you check up, or don't forget X, Y, and Z. So these organizations do a great job of follow through and follow up when they do a referral to try to make sure people stay on top of those screenings and things that they need to do.
Good. So let's remind everybody, Wilmington Wellness Day is taking place when and where?
April 26th.
Saturday,
April 26th from 11 to 3 at Rodney Square.
At Rodney Square.
And we're looking for as many people as possible to come down and take advantage of the situation. We also will have a Parks and Rec situation where when we take all the names and look at the names from Allison and people, that we'll have a record too. So if they need some place to call to follow up, 302-576-3810, and we'll have the information also so they can follow up whenever they find something that's wrong.
That's a good one. That's good. So
Absolutely.
we want everybody to make sure they come out for this.
Oh, please do. We didn't get to do it last year because we had change in administration for the city of Wilmington, as well as our own changes. I'm the new chair of the Wilmington Health Planning Council, and we usually actually do it in September, and decided, along with changing the look of our venue, the way we're going to do everything. We really want things to be interactive. We're looking to, help improve people's mind, body, and soul.
Very good.
And then we have the kids' corner. So we made a lot of changes, and we said, let's do something in the spring. This is a good time. April's a good time when you think of holidays and getting yourself ready for the summer. Looking good, feeling good. And so we're really excited to have this new opportunity to do this at a new time of the year. We really hope that everyone would take advantage of all those screenings, especially like the dental and the eye care. I don't know that we've ever done either of those two.
But that's a good one.
Yes.
Good
and
dental
it's free,
hygiene,
as
my
you
goodness.
said before.
And it's free, which is always best.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you both for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for
and
having
I'm
us.
sure we'll see you back here for many updates.
Look forward to it.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll be back after these messages.
Child support clients, do you want your money faster? Sign up today to receive your funds electronically by either direct deposit into an existing checking or savings account or the new First Aid Family Card, a prepaid MasterCard account that is credited whenever a payment is made into your child support case. For more information, visit us online at www.dhss.delaware.gov/DCSE. Or you can reach us on the phone in Newcastle County by calling 577-7171, in Kent County 739-8299, or in Sussex County 856-5386. Thank you.
What if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow. My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
Welcome back to Window on Wilmington. Before we go, we want you to check out some fun things happening around town.
Hold on. It's not ready. You're still in there. You're still in the air. You're still in the air.
The three-time Tony Award-winning musical, Ain't Misbehavin', has come to the Delaware Theater Company. The production, directed by original Broadway director and co-creator Richard Maltby Jr., features his own hand-picked cast as well as original designs from the 1978 Tony Award-winning production. Follow the journey of legendary jazzman Thomas Fats Waller in this tribute to popular 1920s and 30s musicians of the Harlem Renaissance. 5 performers encapsulate this iconic era of pride, creativity, and cultural awareness, all while inviting us into this sometimes sassy, sometimes sexy, always jazzy world. The show will run from Wednesday, April 2nd to Sunday, April 27th. For tickets, you can go to delawaretheater.org or call the box office at 302-594-1100.
Thanks for tuning in to Window on Wilmington. For everybody here at WITN Channel 22, I'm Shannon Harris. See you next time.